Hi all, welcome back to more Skies Above Britain. This is my Chapter 3, Patrol 3, Part 1. And this is me restarting this video. I got a minute and 48 seconds in and got called away and then ended up being on pause for about 3 or 4 hours, so I thought it was more sensible just to restart and wash away that 1 minute and 48 seconds. Because I couldn't remember what it is I've been talking about. I mean, okay, it was only under 2 minutes, but as well just starting fresh. Yeah, a couple of things to talk about. Well, let's talk about some comments first, then, rather than I think when I started here I talked about the situation that we've got. Stu made a couple of comments. Now I'm gonna have to look over them and see exactly where he was going. I don't really have the time to faff about with that just yet. But I got the impression, and I hadn't thought about this, so he might have something in this. And the issue here becomes, because I don't think Stu plays this way, and of what I've seen of Tim's playthroughs, I don't think he was playing it this way, but then I don't think he knew about the designer's view on it. And we're talking about when Help Arrives. I think it's just Help Arrives that it involves. Could it be something else? No, Help Arrives brings in multiple dogfights, doesn't it? Like that, the last time we had 4, didn't we? The time before that we had 6. So it brings in multiple dogfights, and how do you deal with that when you've got all these different? And okay, we got it cleared up eventually, and it was probably me just not reading things properly. That Help Arrives does not involve lost contact. Like Stu says, why would Help Arrives be going and helping there? It's going to be helping in here beside the bombers. Yeah, fair enough. If you can look at things that way, it's not the way I look at things. I'm sort of like need them written down in the rules carefully so that I understand it. Now, I'm not saying they're not carefully written in the rules to make that clear. It's sometimes just me, the way I read the things, and that's why I end up in these positions. And not everybody's like me, but maybe there's some that are like me and get caught out with that as well. But anyway, so let's just say we've got a bunch of aircraft down here in the bomber formation area. Let's just say we've drawn an escort reaction card and we've got 4 cards, in the escort stations that are involved. So we're going to get 4 different dogfights. Now, I know I've spoken about this quite a few times before, but the last time I'd done it, I think where Stu's made his comment, he made 2 comments, and I haven't studied both of them. And what I want to do is I want to look over both of them, and I want to find the comment that the designer made regarding how he definitely said to me that these aircraft can be targeted more than once, right? They can definitely be targeted more than once, and I'll bring that, once I find that comment, I'll bring that back to the video next time I get a chance. I just don't want to spend too much time on that just now. However, if the situation happens to come up in this video, I will go and find that out, but I don't think we're going to get to escort reaction in this part, so it might give me a chance at work tomorrow to look into it a bit more. So let's just say we've got, we've got 9, let's just say we've got 12 aircraft. We've got the whole squadron down here, and they've done 1 round of bomb, and they've done 2 rounds of the bomber cycle, getting out of amongst the bombers, and we draw an escort reaction card and it's got 4 on it. Well, the way I think Stu and what Tim was doing was you draw 4 cards, you randomly select 4 different planes, and they then carry out a dogfight. Now, what Stu's brought up is that I am aware that if in any of the individual dogfights go into round 2 of the dogfight cycle, they would be lost contact and they'd be pushed away. I'm aware of that. Now, the way I'm doing it is how I sort of seen how the designer was looking at it. I will take all 12 aircraft, randomise the 12, take an aircraft out, do a dogfight cycle. If he survives, he goes back into the pile, and he can be selected again, because that's how I've seen how the designer was saying that it should work. And then he could be selected again, right? Now, what I think's happened here, and this could be, he could have a point here, but I've got a bit of an argument, or not an argument, I've got how I think it looks here. So let's just say yellow 2, right, is selected randomly for the first of 4 cards or whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever. The first of 2 cards. Let's just say there's only 2 cards. Yellow 2 gets selected randomly. He does a dogfight. He doesn't go into round 2 of the dogfight cycle, so he does not go lost contact. He goes back there, right? We then check the next card, and unfortunately, it randomizes to yellow 2 again. Now, and I think this is where Stu's saying that because he's now done, well, what he's saying is he's done a second dogfight. Yeah, I agree he's done a second dogfight, but I still, the way I'm thinking about it right now is I don't think he's then automatically going to be lost contact. If he survives, if he clears up his dogfight in the first round, I think he then just goes back into the pile yet again. Now that's what I've done, but I can see what Stu's saying, and he might have a point, and he might be right. My view is that he's not going lost contact because it says, in fact, if I not got in, I opened the rule book. It says, but you could read into this a bit more, I suppose. Where is it? Yeah, after checking all hit markers, right, this is in the C step, resume, of the dogfight cycle. After checking all hit markers, the dogfight round ends. Engaged, ? If the section or independent RAF fighter is still engaged with German fighters, right, but in this situation it was not, right, it was resolved, right, so, but if it was still engaged with German fighters, it is lost contact. Move both the RAF and German fighters to the lost contact area, you gain space, and then play the next dogfight round. Well, see, that's not what's happening here. Yellow 2 is coming in, and he's fighting a dogfight, and he's fighting that dogfight and just doing it in one round. He's then going back to his formation, right? He's then picked on again by the escorts, right, to come out again. Now, as long as he can complete this in the first dogfight cycle, round 1, I think he's still entitled to go back to his formation of the rest of the aircraft. And I'll have to say, though, that I haven't really looked fully into Stu's comment, so it might be that I've made a mistake and he has went into round 2, but I got the impression that that's what Stu was saying. Because he's fighting his second dogfight, he should be lost contact. I don't see it that way, but I can see where he's coming from. He might be right. I'm going to look more into that. And his other comment was regarding that as well. But I'm going to look into that a bit more as well. Right, so let's just leave that for now at that. And once we come back to that situation, we're going to look more into it and maybe bring out some of the designer's comments on that, on how he feels that it should work. Okay, one other thing was Tim had commented, and I thought when I was going to make a comment back, no, I wasn't meaning that, but he's right, I was talking about it wrongly. It's when the optional rule, what is it? Alright, we've got a book separate for that, isn't it? Optionals. It'll be confirmed kills. Yeah, when I was counting up our escort kills here, I wrongly said that we had got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then scored a victory point for that because we were cheating by not playing by the confirmed kills rules. Well, that's wrong. The confirmed kills does not stop that from being a victory point. What it does stop, and I'll open it up here, it's on the very first page, and I haven't looked into this, but I understand I think I understand what it means is that normally as we're playing, 4 fighter kills equals, that's what this brings. The way we're playing is 4 fighter kills equals 4 fighter kills. So if I shoot down 5 fighters, I'm entitled to an ace skill. However, if you play with this optional rule that it says that 4 fighter skills only equals 1 confirmed skill. This is only for escorts though. So he says an ace skill can only be acquired by accumulating 5 confirmed kills. VP for fighter kills, yeah, is remain unchanged, and that's what Tim was bringing out. That I was saying that it was different. That's not. I got that wrong. But it does mention here about, yeah, bomber kills are automatically confirmed. So if you get 5 bomber kills, you get an ace skill. If you get 4 bomber kills and 1 fighter skill, when you're playing with this rule, you do not get any skill. You need 4 fighter kills and 4 bomber kills to make that 5 kills. Okay? So it's harder to get you any skill. It doesn't affect the VPs. Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for that, Tim. That was just me not quite grasping. Because I'm not playing with that rule, I suppose. But, yeah, he's right to highlight that, for sure. Okay. Right, so let's go on. Yeah, so now I've not spoken about our pilot situation. So we're in a bit of a mess here. I've managed to put 3 sections together, but I've still had to use 2 pilots that are fatigued. Choose 2 of the veteran pilots now. So we're missing blue section, and I was looking in the rules here and checking. You need to be able to fly at least 1 flight, which means 2 sections. You can clearly fly 2 flights, which is 4 sections, or it doesn't say anywhere, but it doesn't say you can't. You could fly 2 flights in 1 extra section. So our squadron's only going to be 3 sections rather than 4. And that's what we're going to have to do. Well, not have to do. And I had I thought I'll wait to hear to decide, but I think the decision should be that we shouldn't use this section, because if we do, well, I've took the red cubes away from these, and I probably should have left them there at the time, because both H and E, Hall and Every, have now flown 3 flights back to back. So they're not only fatigued, but if they fly another patrol, they're going to the hospital. So I'm definitely not doing that, right? However, I do still have 1, 2 veterans that are fatigued, and 1 regular pilot that's just normally fatigued that could go in here. So we could create this section with 3 more pilots that have got red cubes in them with fatigue. I don't know. I don't know if you would do this or not. I feel like no, and we should just skip this section and just fly with the 3 sections. I mean, does mean you're down by quite a bit, but we need to ease off on things here. But I mean, here's the thing: if you do fly with them, yeah. See, I mean, if I do fly with these 3 pilots, then next turn I've got to leave them out, or they're going to go to the hospital as well. But then I'll get these 2 guys back. But why don't I just have a wee break here, and then we get all 5 of these back next turn? Yeah, I'm missing out on. I'm not bringing blue section. It's rough. It's a tough choice, I suppose. But I mean, the -1s to them are maybe not. You know, I mean, you could see it could affect. Could affect things. It is just a -1 to a confirmed kill, a hit check, and a fate check. I think it is. What I really should do just now is see that if I put the 3 in here, see how many of these are going to be fatigued. Well, I mean, we know this guy and this guy is also going to be fatigued next turn. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pilots. Without looking at anything else, there's going to be 5 pilots that I cannot fly with next turn. And remember, we've got 4 that are set aside. Okay, we're going to get 1 of these back after finishing this patrol. But there's none. They say we might get killed in action. We do have 2 guys in the the bailout box that are going to come back as well. And they're going to be fresh. So, there is that as well. But I think if I was to... I'd really need to look through all the other pilots and see. Let me have a little glance at that, maybe off camera. Okay, so just a quick glance at that. We know that these are not going to be any good to fly next turn. and if we brought the other 3 in as well, they'd all have red cubes in them. Peters and F. Phelps are both going to be fatigued after this mission. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that cannot fly next turn. And we're going to have 2 that are going to be fatigued. So that's going to be 7. And remember, we've got 20 pilots in total, 4 of which are set aside. We're going to bring 1 back. So 7 out of 17. Yeah, so we're going to have 10 pilots. The maximum we're going to be able to have is 10 pilots that are not going to be fatigued. And we've got 3, 6, 9, 12 slots. So we're definitely, if we do what I'm saying, we're definitely going to be missing out. We're going to have 2 pilots flying fatigued next turn as well. And that could be worse as well, because if we lose pilots, or even if they go to the bailout box and can't fly next turn, then it's going to be worse. I think this is a good time to maybe just skip this and not fly with one of the sections. I'm going to go with that, I think. Yeah, let's do that. So what I'm now going to do is bring these guys down. They are going to be available for next patrol. He's a green pilot and he's a regular pilot. That's me set. So we're only going to fly with red, yellow and green section. Okay, well that does mean that it's going to be tougher, isn't it? And we might not be able to achieve the scoring that we've been doing, but maybe we can just notch this one up to a bit of a bit less points in this patrol. Okay, so just about to start. Oh yeah, our new pilot, we replaced I. So we brought in Ingalls, another colleague from work who will definitely not show up to watch these videos, although it might, to mock me maybe. Anyway, this is Richie. So that's our new pilot and he's green, so let's see how he fares and get things going. Okay, so yeah, I'm uncomfortable about I'm sort of unsure about not doing this, but I think it's probably the right call, and it's going to ease off a little bit of pressure in the next patrol. So this is only 3 of 8, remember. So let's do it. Okay, now, yeah, Grant, you're missing stuff. Okay, I haven't fully set up everything. So we've got inbound vector markers to come, and then we've got to set up the squadron, and then the sun. So give me a second while I shuffle up these inbound vector markers and get them set up first. Oh, one other thing which came in my mind before, I'm sure somebody, probably Tim, will pick up on this one. When I gave my second skill to Every, I'm pretty sure at the time, because the fact he's got a lucky charm, I'm pretty sure at the time I said that this innovator skill wasn't available, and that's because it's not been available to us in chapters 1 and 2. But however, this skill is available only in chapters 3 and 4, so we could have considered this. I'm just going to let that pass now, because obviously I gave him the vision one, but I dare say, hopefully, yeah, probably not watch back the video there, and hopefully I can put a comment in there, just saying that, yeah, we could have had Innovator. And to be honest, I've not got a clue what it does, so I maybe should look into that a little bit more. Yes, anyway, that's just a heads up to that, but, well, you'll see that before you'll see this, so right, let's get these. It's 2, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0, so give me a minute. Okay, there we go. We got 2, 4, 3, 2, 1 and then 0 in there. Right, let's roll for the squadron. 1 to 5 is deep, 6 to 11 is middle, and 12 is chorus. It's thumpy. 6, oh, that's good, that's middle. Right, that's good, that's where we want to be, I think. So in we go, middle, low altitude, that's that. And then we set up the sun, or the weather, visibility. So 1 to 7 is clear sun, 8 is haze sun, and then the other ones are going to be no sun. 3, so we are getting the sun, that's clear sun. Got a roll for a location, it's a thumpy 7, which is 79 starboard. So we're getting sun in the starboard position. Clear visibility, sun in the starboard high, which covers the starboard station and the starboard position, obviously. Okay, now we're good to go. Yes. Let's get this going. I'm a wee bit annoyed. I was hoping to get a couple of parts done today, but I think this is only going to be... so I'm probably not going to get down to the juicy stuff where we're attacking bombers here, but well, that'll be ready for the next part, won't it? The next time I've got available, which is probably tomorrow sometime. Okay, so reveal. We're going to reveal cards. I'm going to reveal, vector markers. So I'm going to reveal this one. Ideally, yeah, you don't always see a raid, but you've got these 2 that you could get the raid on, eh? Right, we got a straggler right away, which is fine. We're just going to ignore them. Yeah, you don't want to mess about with them right there, I don't think. So that is that. And then we go to card 9. Because that's the only vector marker in that spot. I should do it. There's card 9. We're going to spend some fuel. And then card 10 would be contact, but if the raid marker is not yet on the track, we skip the steps. So we skip 10A and 10B because we can't make contact. And we then go to 11, which is vector. So we can move to an adjacent zone, or we can move to a different altitude, or we can spend 1 fuel to do both. Right, so it's going to be, we'll not spend the fuel this time, but however, we will climb to high altitude. Stay in the middle zone, climb to high altitude, and that's that. We then go back to card 1. And we start revealing again. So we've got 2 vector markers this time. As long as both of them aren't straight up raid markers that don't give me a chance at all, then things could be good. That's a bad start. Well, at least it's that way around, because if you get it the other way around, the next time we can react. So, okay, so the raid marker, card 5A. I know I probably don't need to look at these, but I like to go through it, and it does remind me and whatever. So raid marker is not in play. Place the raid marker in the vector marker space on the raid track, so it's going to be this one here. And then if visibility is clear, which it is, roll a die to place escort station markers, and then we go back to card 1. So we're going to do that. So I've got the books still open here actually, which is quite handy. So I'm going to roll. Well, I could bring this out just to show you, I suppose. There's the results. So let's just roll and see what we get. I think the last 2 times we've had a head, what is it, all heavy, a head, port and starboard, I think. Which is a pretty low roll. That's just the next one up actually, so that bringing us something slightly new. Well, you know what, it's bringing us a high. The good one with that is there's no high. And high is the most painful one. So we've got, yeah, and we've still got 3 stations. They're all 109s. And okay, these aren't heavy, but I think I probably would have preferred that. And this one's low. Yeah, which low in the lead. Yeah, I want to say lead. There's no helper eyes that will come from that. And low is probably going to have less chance of helper eyes. But high is a pain. So high 109's heavy. It's all 109s, isn't it? So high station is heavy. Yeah, and we've only got 3 sections. That's going to be bad. Where's the one that we can come in? I think from the nose. And we've not got a head, have we? weed. I don't know what if weed, and these are not heavy. Weed might cause me trouble if I'm coming in from the nose, you would think. And then that's weed, and it's low as the other one. They're not heavy. They are 109. So let me just quick glance at the bomber interception on the, what is it? Weed, if you're coming from the nose, yeah. It's not as bad as a head, but still an 8. But remember another thing. Remembering we've now know that we can pluck. Okay, we're going at 3 squadrons. We can add up. We can take away 3 from that number if everybody goes at it. But you can see that, yeah, because that 8 beats the high. But everywhere else, if you look, high, and high is just ridiculous, isn't it? So, okay, well, we might find ourselves going for that actually. When I'm thinking about it. Well, let's just see what this next vector marker might bring though, because we might find that they drop their bombs and that'll be that. So I can put that away. That's just done the escort station. So back to card 1. So now we're going to do the flak. Oh yeah, we're going to be able to tally ho though. Yeah, because we're up at high altitude. Ah, that's good then. That's fine. So as long as there's a flak with it, that's right, isn't it? 6A. Well, let's go through it again. This is always a bit that I've struggled a little with. Maybe I shouldn't have been, yes, but well, I don't claim to be any kind of expert on how to, and not just expert. Sometimes some of these things catch me out. I'm not the smartest guy out there. That's what I've said before as well. So some things will get by me. So not the number printed, draw that many damage markers. So we've got a 1 there, and then we're going to place damage markers. There's no bomber tiles, so it's just going to go in here with no friendly fire. So let's deal with that first, and then we'll get 6B. So a damage marker, yeah, we don't know what the bombers are yet or anything. So we get, and this goes Hurricane side, but we're playing Hurricanes anyway. So wing. But if you were playing Spitfires in this scenario, these are drawn Hurricane side up. This does a little reminder, because I'm pretty sure if I ever do play this again, which I'm pretty sure I will, I'm looking forward to seeing how different it's going to be with all the optional rules. And you never know, it might come sooner than not. But I keep sort of not wanting to say that, because like right now I'm enjoying that, and I think that I could actually, whether move straight on, maybe that's a bit of an exact me, you know. But I'm still not halfway through, am I? Or am I halfway through now? Thereabouts. So there's a bit to go yet. So I maybe should just keep that open. Okay, so we've done that, there's no friendly fire. So we move on now to card 6B. So I think this is going to allow us to make contact. So tally ho, if the raid marker is on the raid track and the squadron is at high altitude, yes, it is. You may spend 1 fuel to immediately Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Because the raid marker's been put on the track before the flak marker, yeah? So you may spend 1 fuel to immediately perform contact. If so, go to card 10A, contact. And then I think it was Tim was trying to tell me that once we go to card 10A, because I was wanting to look more into what happens. So this isn't going to apply, and this isn't going to apply, and that's why we don't go back to card 1. I think this is what he was saying. We go to card 10A now. So yeah, we're not going back to card 1. In fact, once we make contact, we're not going back to the, what sequence is it? The raid vector sequence. We're moving on to the, well, that's still within the raid vector sequence, card 10A, but it's then going to take us on to the, what is it, the entropy phase, isn't it? No, intercept sequence. first, yeah. Okay, right. Raid markers on the raid track and squadrons at high altitude. You may spend 1 fuel to immediately perform contact. If so, go to card 10A contact. Yes, we're doing it. We're doing it. So I'm going to spend the 1 fuel and we're going to tally ho. Because we are at high altitude and we're going to attempt contact. And this says we're still resolving this here. Yeah, this was my confusion though, isn't it? Because we've got an inbound vector marker underneath, but I think this is what Tim was trying to say, that we don't go back to card 1, so we don't go looking at that tile underneath. Now, we're going to card 10A right now. What does it say? If the raid marker is not yet on the track, well it is. If the raid marker is on the raid track, you may perform contact. Squadron is the same or adjacent zone to the raid marker. Contact is automatic, roll a die. Yeah. To use the sun option, etc. And then 10B tells us what we do after that. Yeah, but here, move your squadron block to the intersection map, position indicated on the contact table, and go to card 12. So we go to card 12 and we start that sequence. So how do we get back then to this though? This is sitting like this. With one inbound vector marker unresolved underneath it. I suppose this confuses me a little. And I think he was trying to tell me to not overthink this, but it feels strange moving into this part we're in with this still sitting here. Well, should that still be sitting there? Well, that's kind of irrelevant. If that's not sitting there, then fair enough. Well, maybe this shouldn't now be sitting here because we've resolved all of this. And then this is still sitting here. So the next time we go back to the raid, it's just going to look at that vector marker. Is that right? Is that right, Tim? Is that what I should be doing? I should be removing this now. And then next time we go back to this doing its thing, it's just going to look at this one. It's not going to move to there because it's still got stuff in there. Could that be right? That feels like it might make sense. And I think my problem has been that I've not been taking this away because I've not felt like it was completely resolved. But if we go back to look at 6B, it tells me to go to card 10A. I mean, we've resolved, 6A has resolved the flak situation anyway. 6A is here. It's done all the flak bit. And then this is sort of finished off by a tally ho. So I think everything's done, and I think that can just get moved away. But I feel like that was more, I don't know, again, maybe. I mean, card 1 says, if the raid marker's in play, reveal the vector markers in its space of the track one at a time. Apply the top effects, then the bottom effects. Yeah, so I mean, we've applied that and we've applied that. And then that goes away. And then we've moved to a different sort of section now. I'm going to do that. I think that's right. I think this just goes away. And next time we come back to that, like I say, there's just one marker in there. Well, let me know if I'm still getting that wrong. That sort of feels like it makes some sort of sense, but okay, so we're going to make contact, right? 10A. No, it's not that. What one is it? It's that one. Right. And we've got the sun as well, so let's have a look. We're in the same zone, so it's here. And the sun is in the starboard. So flank high is 49. So this is a nice one. Yeah, I like this one because as long as we can hit a 4 or greater, we can end in the sun. And not only that, we're getting a +1. So a 3 or greater on the dice here is all we need to, I think, be sitting in the sun. And there's no starboard escort station as well, which is good. Must be good, surely. Right, so let's do it. There's no fuel expenditure because we're in the same zone. We're at high altitude, we get a +1. So I think I just want a 3 or greater here. Where's my dice? That's a 6. So 6 + 1 is 7. Which is good. Either way, I think we would need to be spending the fuel, because if we come up here, we've got to spend the fuel anyway. So 7, so we're in flank low, but we can spend the fuel to go flank high or nose low. So should we just... Oh no, hang on. Yeah, well that is you in the sun though, eh? I was sorry, I've just totally forgot about, what was it, nose high? Well, we're not getting nose high now anyway. If I'd rolled 10 or more though, we might have been able to consider that. But I think having the 2 die roll, because I don't really want to spare any squadrons to, any sections to go after escorts. Because I'm down a section already to start with. So I'd rather just go for the bombers. So if we come and flank high, then, yeah, clearly we are going to need a 10, because there's 109 escorts in the high station, there's 109 escorts in the lead and the low as well. Low's a 5, lead's a 4, so it's going to take the 10, but we're going to be out of the sun and be able to roll 2 dice with a possible reroll. Yeah, that's done. It's done and dusted. We're going to spend a fuel and go flank high with everybody. We're not going to separate things. And I know this starts to look like a pattern, like you're just doing this all the time, but I think there's some things in this game that there are going to be. I'm not saying there could be different things you could do here, but I'm pretty sure the guys watching here are going to say they would do exactly the same here. And no doubt they'll tell me if that's not the case, but I think they would do this with everything. And I think what I'm going to do next is what they would do as well, and they're going to send us all for the bombers. We're coming out of the sun, so we'll get 2 dice rolls at beating a 10. Okay, there's risks there, but I think they're worth the risk. And we spend 1 fuel to re-roll the 2 dice to get a 10. Remember, these are D12s we're rolling, so 2 D12s to get a 10 result twice if you need to. Okay, it could go wrong. Some of these ones could appear. So I'm going for that. We've made contact, we've spent our extra fuel, so move the squadron to the intersection map at the position. We've done that. Go to card 12. About to lost contact fighters return to base. None of them. Escort station markers are already on. Now we get to place the bomber tiles because the visibility is clear. So now we're getting to see what we're up against, and let's bring the book back in. Chapter 3. No Stukas, remember. So this is what we've got, and let me just put something up there and roll dice. So bomber type is going to be 1, so it's Junkers this time. So these, and then you can see the formation there. I'll just roll a die up there. We've got a 9. I think it's maybe the bottom. Oh no, it's not. It's this one, middle one. So we've got 8 tiles like that, Junkers. So I don't know where the Junkers are. So they're on the other side. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops. That is about now. Okay, I'll get them set up like that. There's the tiles, and we'll come back shortly. Right, I think that's 8 tiles. 2 in the middle, 3 down the left, 3 down the right, all connected. Yes. Okay, so that's that set. Now the Junkers, well, they only take the 2 engine hits. I suppose a slightly better chance of maybe hitting, because they take 4 like the Dornays. I suppose maybe I was saying, well, these are just the same as these really, because are you going to get 3 engine hits? But there is a better chance maybe of just getting 2 engine hits before you hit the 4 hits, no 4 of any, you know, for both the Junker and the Heinkel. So these are slightly better when you think about it that way, aren't they? There's not a huge difference, I suppose, but okay, that's the setup. Now we have 1 wing damage to deal, so I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then within that tile, we'll roll. That's a 10. I'll re-roll. That's an 11. I'll re-roll. Stop rolling high numbers right now, Grant. 4. Right, a 4 and a 2. 4 and a 2. 4 and a 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 1, 2. Yeah, so it's that guy there. Yeah, I always started thinking that you wanted these on the tile that you were wanting to attack, but that's probably not the case, is it? Okay, so looking at this a wee bit different, whether we've had this one before or not. Straight off, my thinking is this tile and this tile isolate, you know, this tile isolates this as well. This tile isolates this as well. So that's 2 isolations to get 4 down. And then I think you need to go for the 2 middle ones after that. Yeah, you do, don't you? I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4 would isolate all 8. So 4, we need to isolate 4 to get the 8. Remember, we're down a section though, so we're coming in from the starboard, which is from the right, so that's why I've left a little bit more space over there. And yeah, well, we still need to intercept, so that's that done. That was 10B, and we should be now on card 12. What I might do is cut the video here. Yeah, and then start another part. I might just be able to squeeze in another part. It's yeah, almost be able to squeeze in another part. Right, so yeah, so we're on the order step, but I'm gonna just cut the video there. We are gonna give a bomber's order for that and just go for it. Roll in 2 dice out of the sun. Fingers crossed. We've got a re-roll. Hope for the best. Okay, so in fact, I'm just going to stop this and get going again. So I'll be back shortly with the next part. Cheers.